Hi, everyone. I can't believe we've reached the end of the semester. I've learned a lot about integrating tools into my existing curriculum, and I've already begun using some of these ideas in my classroom. I look forward to beginning next year with the others. For my final screencast, I've pulled together my curriculum map and will go over each integration briefly as it pertains to my kindergarten curriculum on a macro level. I won't go into each of the elements of thought for these integrations because they were discussed in my previous screencasts. For my kindergarten math curriculum, prior to my school year beginning with Unit 1, my first integration would be unconference in the form of summer parent workshops to help with the many new technology integrations. Teachers and parents would offer workshops on district-provided tech and the many web tools that will be available over the course of the school year. For Unit 1, I begin the integration of technology into my kindergarten math curriculum. This unit will begin in September and progress approximately 2 months into the school year. For this initial math unit, I would introduce my BYOD integration and offer students one-to-one devices if they do not have their own device. The purpose of this integration is to have my students have access to the digital tools that are available for our current math program. For Unit 2, my kindergarten students would begin investigating measurement and data. This topic lends itself perfectly to STEM/STEAM integration. The purpose of this is primarily to foster higher-level thinking skills in students by providing them with inquiry-based, hands-on instruction, and measurement and data is completely cross-curricular. This unit would also see the implementation of keyboarding without tears as a preparation for the keyboarding skills that are needed for online PARCC assessments. For Unit 3, my students will begin investigations into spatial relationships and geometry. This unit is the perfect platforming for keyboarding skills and gamification. Geometry is an ideal time to incorporate iPads into my math curriculum, too. I need my young students to acquire spatial reasoning knowledge and fine motor strength in order to be able to both identify and form geometrical shapes. I will use MegaMath, which is a game-based learning math program that is built into my math curriculum. Students can play the games as homework and monitor their own learning through student logins. At this point in the year, teachers will also have set up Class Dojo as a way to promote student engagement, positively influence learning outcomes, and to provide a visual cue for young students to monitor their own behavior and the behaviors of class as a whole. Unit 4 brings us to operations and algebraic thinking. The introduction of addition and subtraction as taking apart and adding to a whole is a very complex concept for young students, and one that runs for a large portion of the school year. For this unit, handheld devices and gamification become important tools for instruction. Apps like Kahoot become integral parts of the math curriculum. The purpose of integrating handheld devices and gamification into the curriculum is primarily about student engagement, and students are simply more interested when using a handheld device. The learning becomes more student-centered and therefore relevancy increases for the student. The other important purpose for this technology integration is cost reduction. Handhelds are relatively inexpensive when compared to the Chromebooks or laptops. And for the final unit is number and operations in base 10. So this fifth and final unit in my kindergarten math curriculum is number and operations in base 10. This unit students break down numbers into their simplest forms. They begin to understand the components of numbers as groups of 10 plus more. This unit would be the most relevant opportunity for a flipped classroom model in kindergarten. There are always a few students who get this concept instantly, and the majority who do not. So providing students with video lessons at home really works well with this unit because parents often cannot help. Base 10 math as it's taught now was not taught until Common Core a few years ago, so parents often have a difficult time, even with kindergarten math homework. Apps like Plickers also allow a teacher to complete a real-time assessment of the student understanding of Base 10, which would provide instant data that could drive instruction. This concludes my macro discussion of the 5-unit kindergarten math curriculum integrating technology. It's been a pleasure working with all of you this semester, and I look forward to seeing you all in future classes. Thanks.